Hello and welcome back to the Cronecast at the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel I do the Spirit Guide Monthly live every last Friday of the month. I hope you're able to join me. But I also do this. I do pick a card readings, and today's pick a card reading is urgent messages from your spirit guides. What do you need to know right now? I have no idea what this is going to relate to. Everything's going to be drawn live. We have 4 piles and a pick a card. You can pick your deck 1 through 4. Take a moment, concentrate, see which one really calls out to you. That's the message you're most meant to receive. I will see you at the time of your reading. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading. We're putting the number 1 over there so that people can easily fast forward to their reading, but there will also be timestamps in the description box down below. So this is pile number 1. What does pile number 1 need to know right now? What's the urgent message for pile number 1? We'll draw oracle cards as the reading reveals the need for it. Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Let's go. All right, what does pile number 1 need to know right now? Let's find out. Okay. My intention is to take 8 cards. We'll see. If I need a 9th clarifying, I will take it. I have the Ace of Swords in the upright, which is clarity and truth. I have the Ace of Cups in the upright, so we've got new beginnings right out of the bat. This is emotional fulfillment. This is like your intellectual curiosity being satisfied as well. This comes out with the 9 of Pentacles in the upright, which is a card of abundance, of privilege, of independence, of standing on your own 2 feet. I like this quite a bit. These are very strong and individual energies. This comes out with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, which is a card of allowing people in again after a period of being guarded. Let's go. I have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. I have the 4 of Swords in reverse. All right, and then I have the Lovers in reverse, which is a card of being careful with your choices. The Fool in the upright, and then I'm going to go for it and take 3 of Cups on the 9th card because we had repetition in multiple areas. New beginnings. I actually like this very, very much. If you have been single for a little while, understand that it has been serving a purpose in your life. By the way, this is the Connolly Tarot. If you're interested in it, I do always try to remember to mention the decks. I'm finding it to have very clear artwork. Looks a lot like stained glass to me, which I personally obviously appreciate. The Fool is new beginnings. It's that leap of faith energy as well. It looks to me like new friendships and new relationships are on their way to you. It may come after a period of kind of having to focus on your own personal power. These are all very individual energies. This is an energy of dropping your guard appropriately, which may have been something that you've been struggling with. I don't have a lot of conflict around this. If you've been having a lot of conflict, it's enough in the past that your energy has been cleared from it. But there is this tendency towards non-reciprocal relationships that I think has been the thing that you've been trying to heal. It's so common for people who are empathetic to give and give and give and then struggle with receiving. You've got a lot more coming to you that will actively make your life much happier. The 4 of Swords in reverse is taking action. It's coming out of a period of stasis. It's kind of like it's a really happening energy. This Lovers in reverse, which is the Gemini card, I have some air sign energy here. Predominantly, I can't, I've got air sign energy, I've got Pentacle energy, and I've got Cup energy. The Cups, of course, are going to be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, air signs, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And then the Pentacles are Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. But this new beginning card and this leap of faith, it looks like new relationships are trying to make their way towards you. Better connections. This is a card of, this can be a reunion as well. One of the things that you've been struggling with is simply kind of finding your own roots. Basically being kind of assured in your own abilities to provide for what the situation calls for. This is a card of this is a card set of developing confidence in multiple areas of your life. I think you've met a lot of challenges in the last few years, and you've done so very well. But if anything, maybe you're trying to inhabit this singular energy just a tiny little bit too much. Remember, a stage in healing is that extreme independence stage. I do not have anything here that says codependency or anything that I'm concerned about, except for the Six of Pentacles in reverse. It looks to me like if you're struggling with healing on any level, the thing that you're being advised to do is to look towards purposeful energy. This is the card of giving as well, just giving. You have gifts that you can share with others in terms of what you have learned over the course of the last few years. And it really should have been the last few years. It really should have been a bit of a challenge for you. We're going to go to this particular oracle card, whose unfortunately name is completely escaping me at the moment. But it's a good deck. Here we go. Can I get the energy around? Yeah, nourish the soul. I have all this wonderful practical energy around this. I have being able to see the truth easily, like finding fulfillment just as you are. There is this energy with that Nine of Pentacles where this person is just so thoroughly provided for and standing on their own 2 feet and like secure in their own mindsets, their own opinions. There's a lot of confidence here, but there's a slight emotional distance energy. There's just a slight emotional distance energy, and you're being asked to remember that, like, remembering that we are all one. We all share the same struggles. Even when we disagree with somebody, we actually have something in common with them. If we can approach each other compassionately with that nourish the soul energy, and you've got this kind of make sure that you're doing for others energy as well. And it doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't even have to be volunteering. It's just kind of being a good listener, allowing people more access. That's the only thing I've got here as like the cautionary thing is remember to let people in appropriately. Know your power. I'm going to move on to a different deck. Nourish the soul, know your power. I don't think you're struggling with that. If you were, it's something that you have resolved. Let's get an Endura card. So what I like about this is there's more and more to celebrate. There's more and more connections to be had within your life as well. We have this new beginning energy on relationships and happiness. This is one of the cards of personal happiness. In this particular depiction, usually it's 3 friends raising a glass. In this particular one, it's like they're being anointed by Cupid. And honest to goodness, there's an energy of that. There's an energy of new relationships beginning. It's going to challenge some self-perceptions that you have. Let's go. And is it a romantic relationship or a friendship? It could go either way. It genuinely could go either way. It could be a friendship that leads to more. But it's like you're finding people who are more like you vibe with them easily. This is a card of vibing with people, others, joining together. I have, the shield. You are safe from harm. See, if that came out in reverse too, and they're not meant to be read in reverse. But the only thing that's like you're like urgent now is please make sure you're dropping your guard appropriately. Like it's like there's all of this very singular and personal self-empowered, the know your power, nourish your soul energy. It's like you've walked many miles to get to where you stand now. But please don't think you need to walk the path alone. The Caduceus, you will receive news from afar. That's a reunion energy with that 3 of Cups as well. Let's get some infinity oracles here. What's going on with this particular... I've just got this, like, you're able to concentrate on what makes you happy. Like, you have a better handle on that. Like, with this particular card, you're indulging yourself, but appropriately. You're taking good care of yourself. There's a lot of pride of appearance with this particular card. Because the Nine of Pentacles is someone who's frequently, like, they're strong-minded and they're privileged. They're, like, provided for. With that 4 of Pentacles in reverse, and that the only thing I've got is that you might be a little hasty in your judgments now. We have karmic lesson. Remember, everything that has passed, every like relationship that might have soured, everything that did not work out contains a lesson for us. And it can be very difficult when we're in the middle of like struggling with the pain of something going wrong to, oh, there we go. Okay, what do we got here? A bunch of flips. Regrets. We have karmic lesson, ego death, past life relationship. I have big success. And then I have open up. Now the last card was going to be financial loss, but it was coming out in reverse and I have absolutely nothing around that. The only thing I've got is that Six of Pentacles in reverse. If you're a sole proprietor, because this can be a sole proprietor card, make sure you're adequately preparing for taxes no matter where you are. Karmic lesson, ego death, regrets, past life relationship, big success, and open up. I think that you have taken the time to heal from relationship missteps in your past, which is never a judgment. It's a chance to learn lessons. And kind of when we can release the struggle and thinking that we're being kind of afflicted sometimes, we can learn our lessons much more easily. I do have this very successful energy going forward. You've got this clarity around what you are looking for in relationships that I really like. You're very careful with your choices around who you allow in, but you might be exercising, like, I don't want to say hasty judgment, but kind of blanket judgment, meaning that there's just this energy of you're being asked to drop your guard and allow new people in. And there's a little bit of a struggle energy around this, but this is such a happy draw. And that's another message to take away from this. If your current reality is difficult, if you're wondering, are things ever going to get better? All of this is saying absolutely they are. And the sooner you learn into like understanding this very individual strength that you have, if you're not like any other people, you weren't meant to be, by the way. Always try to embrace that as an aspect of the divine knows what it's doing. If you stand out, it means you're a leader. If you don't walk in lockstep with other people, it means you have something that is individual and a voice of leadership to contribute. This person is a natural leader as well. I have transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. And then I have journey by moonlight, believe in magic. I have this kind of, I don't want to say doubting energy, but I have both of these fours in reverse, which is, the fours are about stability and security and sturdiness. In reverse like that, the only thing that I have you having some insecurity around, because you've like really done the work and leaned in on so many things, is that you have trouble opening up to new people because of relationships in the past with this past life karmic lesson. The ego death, it's like you got a handle on exactly what that means, which is kind of like seeing yourself and holding yourself accountable. Understanding that this entire journey through life is an opportunity to get to know ourselves, to kind of learn our gifts and our detractions, because we're meant to have those too. Remember, any area that you feel like needs improving, it's just a lesson you're trying to learn. You have, in this particular energy, like you have all of these things coming into alignment energy, because this is a card of being in alignment. I love that you have these back-to-back major arcana here. I love the Fool's energy. The Fool is about letting the past go, traveling forward, receiving new things, having exuberance and happiness, and it's like life is just going to start feeling like it's a carnival versus a obligation. All right, I have new place like home. That's a good energy. The tribe. See, there's something with allowing new people in. Never-ending story, and then serendipity. Well, we have meaningful coincidences. There is something with a past life relationship that I think I'm just going to go ahead and get some love cards on. It had not necessarily been my intention to do that, but I have reunion energy and new beginnings as well. So is it the same person or is it a chance to move forward? Well, I don't know yet. Let's find out. Let's get some messages of love cards. Is there anything you can tell me about this Three of Cups? Is there anything you can tell me about the Three of Cups, please? What have I got for this? I know that there's regrets from the past, a karmic lesson that it might have been really painful to learn, but you're healed. Like there's hardly any pain in this particular energy. Doesn't say that you haven't been through it. Kind of seems like you have. Like anybody who has to focus on self this much, usually it came to them through a series of sometimes difficult lessons. And what you need to know right now is that it's great that you've really got a handle on being your most powerful self, but like don't try and venture forward alone all the time. You don't need to do that for safety. Like the universe isn't just bringing you lessons to test whether or not, does that still hurt? Does that still hurt? Does that still hurt? And when we're on a healing journey, that is what happens. We get our areas of vulnerability kind of illustrated to us. We have different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. Go slow. Take time to get to know each other. Fate. And then support. Lean on your inner circle during this time. Marriage was going to be next. I have this reunion energy and this fate, it's a destined partnership. Honest to goodness, it's really possible with all these new beginning cards that you have a new relationship starting, and that like because of a difficult past, you might need to take it a little bit more slowly than the other person wants to. And that's just one of the things that I've got on this, is trying to be a little bit careful around that. Let's go ahead and get a romance angel, since this is about personal relationships as well. What you need to know right now is that like if you've been lonely, that time is over. Like everything's in the right place. Ooh, let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. I've got a little bit of that, which is that this whole dropping your guard, remember when you're really healed, you don't need to get a ton of details. And details in particularly personal relationships can trigger people to kind of, I don't want to say toxic, but dysfunctional emotional patterns about trying to control things. When we're really in a healed energy, we don't worry so much about tell me everything that's going to happen. Rather, like, give me hints so that I have hope. This is a very hopeful energy, by the way. But I don't need to know every last stinking detail of what a relationship will contain, because I have faith and I believe that everything that has happened for a reason. Everything going forward is about learning why I had to learn those lessons. I have this beautiful, this is such a happy draw, but the never-ending story with serendipity. And this is a reunion card as well. Let go of control, and then past life relationship, fate. There's, what I've really got is that there's something coming into your life that you're trying to keep at an arm's distance. That it doesn't, like you don't know how to make space for something. Yeah, romance and nature. Now remember, I hardly ever read these particular little paragraphs because they never seem to have a lot of validity, but the keywords always do. I'm going to leave it there. What do you need to know right now? Everything that has happened. Everything, because I've got this like isolated but not unhappy about it energy with this pile. Different pages go slow, fate and support. And one of the things that the thing that you really need to know right now is one of the things that happened in the past when you had relationships it was a little bit too much of your focus, meaning you didn't maintain interests and a strong identity outside of it. Now you've got this really strong identity energy, but it's almost to the exclusion of allowing others in. You're being reminded that a need to control, and you don't think of it this way, is actually an OCD response trying to soothe anxiety. That you don't need to have all of the answers, you just need to have faith in yourself. And you might have been asking in the past a fair amount about like, well, when do I get a person? When does this, if you've been by yourself for a while, because those aces at the beginning of this with the Nine of Pentacles, it might have been a bit of a solo journey for you for a bit. It was so that you could know your own power, and it was to nourish your soul. Meaning that only after you had healed from, I think it was just missteps, like valuing things that were not necessarily going to bring you the greatest amount of happiness. The only thing that I've got here as a reminder is that you either have this urge to exclude as a way of keeping yourself safe, or you're a little bit on, I almost want to say you're standing poised to start new things and just keeping in mind almost like a little checklist of the ways to keep yourself safe as new relationships come to you. Let's get one of these cards to close this out. And this is the, hold on, I have to get the title on it, the Wisdom of the Night Oracle. Wisdom of the Night Oracle. This can be about shadow aspects with this receiving news from afar and you are safe from harm. As new relationships begin, I think you're afraid of repeating patterns, and you're different and you're not going to repeat patterns. We have lust. Ooh, well, that sounds fun. And then letting go. So that's a transformational energy, tons of butterflies on that, releasing the need to control. And then grove, which is another nature energy, flourishing, new seasons coming into be, lots of new things blooming in your life. I almost feel like the message that you need to have right now is about feeling encouraged about your future. Is understanding that if it's been a bit of a solo journey, well, that was for a reason. And it was so that you could learn your own power in order to be able to protect yourself at all points going forward. But you don't need to be guarded to be protected. And that's a little bit what this energy and this message seems to be about, is dropping your guard appropriately with this Four of Pentacles in reverse and allowing new starts and fresh starts. And is it with somebody from the past? Well, it kind of looks that way. It kind of looks that way. Does it have to be somebody that you already know, or could it be a past life relationship? We have the past life relationship card. But honest to goodness, it just kind of feels like balance is being restored in a relationship. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship or a work relationship. But balance is being restored into your life, and you're going to feel exuberant and interested and engaged in your life in a way that maybe you haven't for a little while. So group number one, the message that you need to know right now is that even if it feels like you've been walking a path alone, you will soon have more companionship on it. Please allow people in appropriately. Don't be afraid of connecting with others. You've just done so much work in order to have a feeling of connection and personal pride and personal power. And your guides are trying to encourage you, and they also want you to hear this. You do not need to be afraid that you will ever backslide. You keep a good eye on, like you're aware of it. You're very aware of it. And you're going to need to stay aware because of some, it could have been trauma-related, some trauma-related emotional injuries in the past. But your future looks bright, and there are significant connections, and there will be a diversity in that connection as well. There are friendships, and then it looks like a strong romantic possibility for you too, number one. All right, that was your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Be well. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 2, then this is your reading. We're putting number 2 over there so that we can have people easily fast forward to their readings, but there is a timestamp in the description box down below. For group number 2, what do they need to know right now? What's their urgent message? Group number 1 was super positive. I'm hoping this will follow suit. Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to the website in the description box down below. That's the only way to book me, by the way. I'm going to be taking 8 cards on this, potentially 9 if I need a clarifier. I have the World in the upright, complete cycles, Lovers in reverse, strong choices. This, by the way, is the Fantastical Creatures Tarot. 7 of Cups in the upright. Interesting. I'm going to shuffle a couple more times. What else does group number 2 need to know? What's their urgent message for right now? The Seven of Cups is sometimes your dreams are trying to communicate with you. It's a card of things being up in the air, not really knowing which way to turn, plans not being solidified yet. But it looks to me like you're coming out of a complete cycle, having learned some lessons, that you're evolving. Your choices remain strong going forward. Seven of Cups is also a card of having many good choices available to you. With the Strength card in the upright, you have 3 major arcana right off the bat. Like there's fates at play here. I have the High Priest in the upright. That's the Hierophant card. I have the Nine of Cups in the upright, which is manifestation and wish fulfillment. The Lovers. All right, good choices in personal relationships will soon be yours. I have the King of Cups in the upright. This is one of my cards for kind of being spiritually protected. Now this can be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, can be a water sign. It is the energy of this kind of paternal, good emotional give and take and emotional control as well. And then I have the Three of Wands in the upright, which is the ship coming in card. And then I have the Seven of Pentacles in the upright for the 9th card. I didn't really feel called to take, but I took 9 on the first one, so I figured I'd at least be consistent. All right. You have multiple choices around what to do with your time going forward. This is a card of choice and being whole within and being in alignment. What the past is like, you can wave it goodbye. It's now receding into, there's no struggle in this particular energy going forward. There is this card of, this is one of the cards for faith. It's also one of the cards for being mentored. It's a card for universities as well. For some people, you're going to be, honest to goodness, for some people, it looks like you're going to be offered a position within the government. So if you've been asking about that for a little while, know that that's one of the things that's on the table, because this is the Nine of Cups, which is, again, that you will get what you're hoping for. It's also one of the energies for manifestation. It's also one of the cards for fulfillment. It's kind of life is a bounty. With that King of Cups, the Three of Wands, which is that ship coming in energy, lots of good choices available to you. With the Strength card, I love it. It's almost like you can't miss number 2. Like that's what your spirit guides and the urgent message for you is. If you're losing hope on any level, whoa, is this a good read? The Seven of Pentacles can be an organization card. It's a downsizing card for me. It's a trusting the process card. Some people see it as failure or disappointment. I just kind of don't ever, unless it's in reverse. We've got it in the upright here. I've got multiple 7s. I like this very much. Like I said, there is enough major arcana here. It's 4 major arcana. Major arcana are fateful forces at work. I want to go ahead and I'm going to get a fortune card for you. I'm using different oracle cards depending on what is available. There's a lot of professional opportunity here and things are happening pretty quickly. I've got multiple fire sign energies with this Leo card. And that Nine of Cups card and the High Priest, it really is like, I almost want to say that you feel like you're at full sail and moving quickly. This Three of Wands energy is the ship coming in card. And then this particular energy, it's almost like a sprite or a fairy bringing you something. This is one of the magical fulfillment cards, and this for me is one of the cards of spell work as well. The Seven of Cups, it really is like the things that you've been trying to manifest. You've aligned within, you've got the right energetic flow. There's a time of bounty and fulfillment, unity, a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. Remember, love is not just a romantic concept. It's having love for all and remembering we are all one. We are connected to everyone that we meet. Even people that we have a negative reaction to, remember, people act from what they have learned. Try not to judge people and try to see their point of view, what might have frightened them into a response that kind of is abrasive to you. And the only reason is simply to learn more. Usually what we dislike in another is shining a light on what's within us that we kind of want to address or heal or move forward from. Chariot, charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focused. The Chariot is one of those successful energies, and honest to goodness, this particular reading just, it seems to have so much to do with success. It just seems to have this energy of everything coming within the right time period. This has such beautiful flow, adhering to a process. By the way, please remember that when we talk about having a practice, it does mean doing something on a regular basis. So you don't have to do the same thing over and over again, but making sure that you're aligning on a daily basis will bring you your own intuitive answers more easily. This is a card of, the world is a karmic card as well. It is about complete cycles, but as you begin one, there are so many opportunities for you. And again, it's going to call on everything that you learned, all of the strengths that you build. We have soulmate. Okay, what else have we got here? It's interesting that King of Cups with the Nine of Cups absolutely can be that. It can be an emotionally fulfilling relationship trying to come to you. I have isolation. Now, technically, that was in reverse. Now, I don't read these in reverse. I don't have an isolated energy on this going forward. If you feel isolated right now, I don't think it lasts much longer. I just have, like, this is like lust and interest, and one of the things I like about the Strength card is it has this fiery energy behind it. New perspective, closure, and then I have, ooh, Dark Night of the Soul. I'm going to cut off there because I don't think it fits what's here. I think this is it. All right. Closure, isolation, new perspective, soulmate. I think that that's the order that it's in, because this is a card for closure. This can be a card of being whole within, being isolated until such time as you have a better idea of who you are. You never need that seconding voice. You have your own guidance within. There's so much success energy around this, though, with that Nine of Cups, this great manifesting energy. Remember, if you adhere to a practice where you make sure you're balancing or you make sure you're meditating, it does not have to take up hours of your day. You can meditate for 10 minutes at the start of a day. And if you're not good at meditating, which a lot of people with a lot of mental energy are not, one of the things you can do is simply count breaths. You count inhale 1, exhale 1, inhale 2, exhale 2. Through the nose is better, and just go up to 10 and repeat cycles over and over again. And that will help people who can't keep their mind clear, because this is somebody with a really good imagination. You're going to feel very inspired towards, I kind of want to say, connecting again. Connecting. There's just this, like, you feel strong, you feel guided, you feel, ooh, be patient, all right? And then I have protect the wild in green. Here are the ancient ones. One of the energies that really helps you in connecting is getting out into nature. Be aware of that. A lot of empaths have that. Be patient. That is something that you're being asked to remember. That patience is not, if you react to the idea of patience with a negative, like there's a negative knee-jerk reaction, it means that there's something there to heal. It just means there's something there to heal. Patience is the most powerful energy that you can inhabit. There's such strong manifestation around here, but you really are being, if you are not adhering to your practice around, I make sure I ground, I make sure I shield, I make sure I meditate, please make sure that you do. Like, treat it like brushing your teeth. It's something that you do to maintain your energetic health. It's not about, I only do it when there are times of trouble until such time as I feel better, and then I assume I don't need to do it any longer. It keeps you connected. It keeps you balanced. It helps you manifest things. I love the Three of Wands energy. That is opportunity. It is having many choices available to you, and they're all good. Rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life, and then beginning a new cycle, first light. One of the things I'm really liking about this is the start of a process energy. There are all these new opportunities coming to you that will try and lean in on the gifts that you have developed. But and by the way, if you're getting to this before you've begun a healing journey, know that this particular card draw is saying that it will pay off. Because I just have this strong, centered, focused, happy, fulfilled, and abundant energy around this. Honest to goodness, this is a beautiful draw. Let's get a fortune card on this, an Endora fortune card. 1 and 2 and 3. If you can't tell, I'm kind of focusing for like, is there any warning? Is there anything they need to be leery of? It's like, no, it just kind of relax into the idea that everything that you've been through has been teaching you something. And if you've gone on a healing journey, like you're very well engineered at this point. Just you're being reminded to stick to a process. The stars, a long journey brings rewards, and then the spirit, unseen forces watch over you. I would absolutely agree with that. It's like and people who are suffering, people who are on a healing journey, they can get so tired of being told, hey, you're never alone, because when you feel alone, that's not a helpful thing to hear. But you realistically, really genuinely are never alone in this life. And you've been guided all the way along. If there have been times where it didn't feel like things were working out, like nothing that you did was yielding results, it's because one of the things that you had to learn in order to be patient was how to deal with that. Why isn't anything happening? Why isn't anything happening? Like you've been healing your tendency towards frustration, which has cost you in multiple areas of your life, but you're living in this beautiful, strong, patient energy here. There's a lot of emotional balance on this, but please remember there is a process that you need to adhere to for that. That's just one of the things that you're getting a reminder on. We have fork in the road. Yay! That is a crossroads energy. It's good choices as well. Here we go. What else do I have? This is the Wisdom Oracle. What else do we have? There's such a carnival type of energy off of that particular card for me as well. I think it's the banner that makes me think that. But this is a card of having multiple choices available to you. Co-create. You are in co-creation with the universe. And then I have loyal heart. I am absolutely going to agree with that. It's not the overriding theme here. It's not the thing that you're being asked to focus your energy on, but that there are connections available to you that you've closed out a difficult cycle of your life with the world here. This isolated energy where you might have had to trudge through the last few years or last couple of years feeling like, I face it all by myself. But it was for a purpose, and it was to help bring you like confidence in your own inner team and your own strength. What's coming up for you, what you need to know is that it's not like there's going to be a day where absolutely everything changes. But every time you look back over, like, as you go forward, every time you look back and say, what have the last 6 months been like? There are going to be, like, you'll be able to spot them. These points at which it's like, okay, the path diverged there. And because I was adhering to a process that I took the time to learn and to implement into my life, things just kept going better. We have expression. Express your true self. The world needs you. There is a purposeful energy around this. Now, I don't have the Judgment card, which can be good because, like, let's face it, that's the card of the Archangel Gabriel, which technically I am a conduit for, and it's not the gentlest energy. It really is, Gabriel and his trumpet. It is something that can come kind of blaring into your life. But I have intuition. Intuition is the little tug that pulls you towards your light. One of the things to remember is that you have very good guidance within. But that, again, you need to make sure that you're taking the steps to be able to access it. You have beautiful manifestation energy around here, but I don't have the need to perform rituals around it or trying to manifest things. I kind of have this energy of things just clicking along really, really, really well. Things are improving with that Nine of Cups and that King of Cups. Let's see what we've got here. Communication, opportunities. Okay, burnout is telling you to be careful with your health. Now, that is the only thing that I have that's a tiny bit of a warning. I want one more on that. What else do we have for 2? Is the burnout energy is needing to take care with your health. That is another of please watch your choices around making sure that you adhere to a process, you'll get better answers. I have jealousy, and then I have one more, reflection. Here's the thing with that jealousy card. You've got so many opportunities coming to you that you might actually find that there's always going to be somebody who begrudges others. There just is. I've got you being in such a strong, independent, and healed energy that it kind of like, I almost want to say, water off a duck's back type of energy. But that one of the things that you had to do in like walking that singular path for a while was to not be at the whim of other people's treatment or emotions, or what other people do is about them. Even if they're aiming it at you, they're just revealing something within themselves. You have such strong protection around you, and you've just simply never been alone. That whole thing with learning patience, if it felt like everything just took too long, it's because you really, 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 really needed to learn patience to have control over some substantial abilities. I have the moon, that is intuition, that's that black cat energy, with vision. It's the Aphrodite card as well. Then I want one more on this, the high priestess of spirit. Boy, this is a very strong intuition combination. This, by the way, is the wisdom of the house of the night. Wisdom of the house of the night oracle, which I absolutely really enjoy. It really is talking about intuition a great deal. And the only thing that I've got that keeps coming through over and over again is adhere to a process for the best results. Group number 2, you have new relationships coming towards you, but tons and tons of opportunity. We had loyal heart and multiple other markers around like somebody being in your life that offers you more emotional fulfillment. Don't be so surprised if like the way you value relationships has just changed ever so slightly. It's not lesser. It's just, I think you invest more in your own journey than you used to. Meaning that you're like, you know what, it's great to have companionships, but I would rather make sure that I'm really digging the life that I'm living, the path that I'm walking. And that means that anything adds to it, anything and everyone. But you're very, like, I think you will have your own goals and purpose going forward. Beginning a new cycle, blessings are showering on your life. This is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous energy. Opportunity coming to you as well. Here are the ancient ones, protect the wild and green, be patient. Remember, one of your lessons, one of the things in your journey is making sure that you learn how to go with the flow. Because you fight the flow a little bit sometimes with impatience. And that's the only thing that you're being a little bit like cautioned about, a little bit reminded to focus on the things that are most likely to bring you good results in tapping in, and make sure you have a good grounding practice. With that, here are the ancients, and then you've just got energies around needing to make sure you're grounding frequently in order to access your own guidance, your own intuition, and your own messages. Group number 2, that was a fun reading. Lots of particularly professional opportunity coming towards you and emotional expansion in your personal life, but kind of don't be surprised if it's not a big focus for you. And that's not that it'll be like uninteresting or unsatisfying. It's not going to be a dissatisfying set of relationships. It's just you have a slightly different focus in where you send the majority of your personal power going forward, and you'll be very happy with that King of Cups energy and that 9 of Cups energy. It's almost like you won't know where to turn sometimes, and that's why you need to make sure that you adhere to a practice around trying to find time to clear your mind and be in a state of receptivity, because your guides are always trying to help you. You are in co-creation with the universe. Lots of opportunity is headed your way. Take care. Be well. Welcome back. If you chose file number 3, this is your reading. We're putting number 3 over there so people can easily fast forward to their reading, but there is a link in the description box down below. Hey, let's get going with the Tarot of the Night. What's the urgent message for group number 3? What do their spirit guides want them to know right now? Let's find out. Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. Pile number 3's urgent message, please. This has been going, I think, really well. It's like they wanted to be encouraging. We're taking 8 or 9 cards depending on whether or not it needs resolution. My intention had been to take 8, but so far I've used 9 on every one. Okay, I have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, okay. Boy, that's being in an uneven state. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright, that's karma, that is a new thing, that's the Wheel of Fate turning. I have it with the 5 of Cups in reverse. No, I beg your pardon, the 4 of Cups in reverse. Something happening behind the scenes, particularly in a career element. With the 2 of Swords in reverse, good opens. Wow, everybody's intuition has just been on fire in these particular piles. I have the Death card in the upright. That's a Scorpio card. That's a transformational energy. It's about new beginnings. Death does not mean death. It can, but it doesn't in this particular instance. It has to come out with other cards. And for me, the Death card has to be in reverse. 3 of Pentacles in the upright. Whew. It's like there's a work collaboration or somebody coming into your life who will add to like your professional outlook in a really nice way. I have the Moon in the upright, card of intuition. Sometimes it's confusion. It's one of the Goddess cards as well. And that comes out with the 7 of Swords in reverse. These are clarity on top of clarity here. I want one more on this, the Tower in the upright. Remember, I am not a reader who sees the Tower as being negative. Now, can it be? Of course, but it depends on what it comes out with. There is a big change coming into your life, but I like what it's bringing to you. It's bringing you like it's almost like you'll understand things. Like the path of something is going to become much clearer. There is this energy, this is the Divine Intervention card, it is a Spiritual Enlightenment card, it's an Epiphany card. With these 2 cards of clarity, it really is like you have this open channel and your intuition is very, very on point. You'll be able to like kind of suss out, understand what people's underlying motives and issues are with this 4 of Cups in reverse. If you have been prone to giving too much in relationships in the past, that's no longer an issue. Like you see through people's attempts to kind of pull the wool over your eyes very easily. But you do have this kind of collaborative effort energy with that 3 of Pentacles. That's one of the missing piece cards as well. I have denial. You're not in denial any longer over here. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Your insight is just like, this is powerful insight. Your intuition and your third eye, you're being told by your guides what you need to know right now is do as much chakra clearing as you can on your third eye. You could do Kundalini exercises as well. I recommend Jason Stevenson, Inner Lotus music, and then Meditative Mind. I just find them to have really quality products. They're free on YouTube. Make sure that you're doing some meditations around opening your third eye because your intuition is going to guide you through some opportunities that are coming up. Patience wouldn't be a reading with me unless we were all being told patience is power, patience is peace, and that sometimes things with success. If you have been denied success in the past, it was because you still had things to heal, that you still needed to hone your discernment when it came to the motives of others. You are really difficult to fool these days. And if anything, please remember it's still worthwhile to invest in other people. I've got this difficult energy from the past, but as you go forward, allow other people to walk your journey with you a little bit more than you do sometimes. Like I'm not saying you shut people out, but you prefer to do things in a way that keeps you in a singular energy sometimes. Like, you know that you're the only person you can truly rely on, which is a good thing to know, but don't exclude others. Don't exclude others. Denial, patience, and success. You were never truly going to, if a lot of success had come to you before you were healed, before you had healed that tendency towards, I almost want to say getting in your own way, like talking yourself in and out of things. Like underlying issues would overcome you, confuse you, and block out your own intuition. The only thing that you're being reminded of is that as more success comes to you, it is going to be like, keep reminding yourself what patience is a gift. Having real patience in life is so peaceful. Not feeling this false sense of urgency around it has to be now, it has to be now. It kind of looks like you really have been like looking for the silver lining in things very easily these days. Inner strength, okay. Dazed and confused. Runner, new perspective, slow and steady. I really, honest to goodness, think is one of the predominant energies here. Whatever you thought success was in the past, your perspective on it has changed as the world around us has been a little bit, like you've let go of the need to have the trappings of success as much as I simply want to be happy in this life. Your intuition is the thing that if you're leaning on trying to develop it, like your guides are right there saying, we're here for you. We know how to make this work. Trust in us and believe in yourself. I have really strong energies around kind of tapping in and going forward. Let's go ahead and we're going to get a Soul's Journey card. What have we got for group number 3? What you need to know right now is that your intuition can be just your greatest tool in this life. There's so much clarity around this. This is a card of intuition, clarity, and then divine intervention, and then epiphanies. Now, can it be a card of destruction? Yeah, I have absolutely no other reason to believe that. It just does not fit with the card set. Is there something coming up in the greater world? I believe so. It does not appear to be cataclysmic, but that as things are shifting for other people, your inner strength, your inner voice, your inner guidance system, as long as you keep taking that good perspective on things happen when they're meant to, not when I demand that they do. Because that's how, like, sometimes you'd like just trip yourself up a little bit. Expand your horizons, and that's not, I do it as well. It's not a criticism. Clear the past, heal the present with rejuvenating rain. I kind of have that energy. There may be opportunities coming to you in the form of a collaborative effort in something that you have not considered yourself skilled in as well, because this is a card of change. This can be a card of doubt and confusion. One of the last things that you kind of seem to be being asked to put online is confidence in self and ability to trust your own instincts. You second guess things sometimes just a little bit because you get into that anxious energy. Grounding is important, but for you right now, it is more important to be trying to open your third eye, according to this. Tapping into your intuition, kind of trying to trust your own guidance. And why? Because there's a little bit of never let somebody else make up your mind for you. Like, you do best when you rely on your own guidance. I have seek your destiny, heed your dreams, and then I have be without malice. All right. Try to approach others with love and compassion and forgiveness in your heart. And one of the things that I always end up talking about is that I end up with a lot of clients who have suffered abuse, because that's just something that I help people heal from. And it can be very difficult because there's so much pressure put on people to heal, and heal by forgiveness. And honestly, it works better if you heal and then not worry about forgiving. Forgiveness comes easily when you're healed. When you're no longer actively in pain, you can honestly find the ability to release the slights and the difficulties of the past. The be without malice, there really might almost be an opportunity to reveal some truth about somebody from your past in this collaborative effort that is coming towards you. And you can do so. It is your story. You can tell it as much as you want. But try to do so with a fair and balanced outlook. Remember, everybody we meet is just struggling on their own journey. Some people make terrible mistakes and choose darkness and choose paths that will not nourish their soul. But for them, everyone has a divine self. The person or people who hurt you after you are healed, you're kind of able to look at them as people who just, they stumbled, they fell. That you were able to keep picking yourself up and going forward. You're incredibly strong. Just kind of check in with yourself. Sometimes when we have malice towards another, what we really have is a recognition of that person is not as strong as I am. That can be where malice is really born, is resenting another because they aren't doing things in the way that has worked for you. And remember, everybody has their own path, and you will be free of darker motives and darker impulses, and you'll get better clarity in your intuition if you try to release the idea that justice takes the form of revenge. I've got something here where like you're able to guide something. We have fire. Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. Yeah, proposal. A romantic or business opportunity is indicated with sun. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. It really is, there's business opportunity coming towards you, and it's almost like sharing a story or like your personal experience in this business opportunity, this clarity card, this epiphanies and truth telling, because that is the premise behind the tower, is anything built on a faulty foundation must fall. This particular tower, wow. It's like all of the past issues are purged. You have a chance to take, I almost want to say take the high road with something. I'm going to get some archetype cards for you, which is I haven't done for every group, just because this romantic or business proposal is indicated. I would say it's business. This is a collaborative effort. This is business as well. It's like there's an offer of business coming towards you. It gives you the opportunity to take a difficult situation from the past and have it fuel your success. And the only thing that you're being reminded of is kind of let go of, it's almost like there's an opportunity to use what is coming towards you in a way that would almost be like, I'll show you, towards somebody who disappointed you, let you down, or potentially like concealed things in the past from you. You're being reminded to be without malice, and you'll enjoy your success even more. I have a light attribute, inspires you to put compassion into action. Hey, listen, so challenging, but try and choose a compassionate outlook for the people who may have gotten in your path or intentionally hurt you in the past. And like whenever I start talking about this stuff, I use myself as an example because it's the easiest way to make sure nobody else gets in any trouble. Because I have such an extensive background in having been abused since I was very small, it took me a long time to take the perspective on like what built my parents, because they were such terrible, terrible, terrible parents. It took me a long time to heal from just how bad they were at it. But now I can look at both of them and kind of see how their emotional journey was a little bit inevitable. Both of my parents had mothers who were like deeply conflicted about being a parent. And it took different forms, but it certainly soured the life experience of both my mother and my father. I have thief. Sheds light on potential wealth within you that can never be stolen, but the shadow attribute is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. Embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. This thief energy, honest to God, it's like you have this ability to take a flashlight and shine it into the soul of somebody that like you almost consider an adversary. We have virgin, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. The shadow attribute is fear of intimate union. Listen, I got archetype cards for you because there's a little bit of a struggle here. like a test around choosing your higher self in order to get the very best outcomes that you can. Heed your dreams, be without malice, seek your destiny. Opportunity and expansive energy around your place in this world is absolutely part of this particular reading. And there is this kind of energy of potentially being able to like be like, I'll show you, to somebody who did not treat you. Sorry, I had to clear a notification, turned off my camera. There's an opportunity almost to use something that is coming towards you to exact a form of, I kind of want to say revenge. And you're being reminded that you don't want to be that person. Like you don't. You want to keep going towards your highest self. And when we're going towards our higher self, we don't have the need to cut other people down. No matter what they've done. We have all that glitters, that is like being careful about offers coming towards you. Time to go, that is a card of releasing the past. It can be a card of moving. I don't have that on this particular table. I have not for you. And then I have the tribe, and I want one more on that. Time for a nap, that's another card of heeding your dreams. With the tribe and not for you, time to go, all that glitters. Being discerning, because we have multiple cards of tapping into your own discernment. It's almost like something starts taking off for you in a manner that you're going to have to be choosy. You're just going to have to be a little bit choosy. Yeah, there's just a lot of opportunity here. And by the way, it looks like it's coming in, I want to say kind of quickly. It's just that Tower is always a fast-moving energy. As you are, because there's some confusion around it as well, like which way do I turn, which way do I go? Tapping in, making sure, again, that you're focusing on your third eye a little bit more than you have been. The Advocate, Thief, and Virgin, like that moral compass energy is just something that is strong in this one. It's just strong in this one. It kind of, I don't think that there's like a cost either way, but at the end of the day, you want to be able to maintain a vision of yourself where you feel pride in who you have chosen to be. And it's almost like, you know how they say the best revenge is living well? That's it. Like revenge doesn't garner anything. It doesn't actually repair old wounds to see a foe or somebody who got in your way or somebody who mistreated you laid low. All that happens is it, creates somebody who's already in pain, puts them in more pain, and they're likely to make even worse choices. You have so much strength. You have so much strength. Choose the higher road, and you will enjoy the success that is coming to you so much more. Conclusion, that's a closure card as well. Did I have that over here? Dazed and confused, runner, new perspective, slow and steady. Conclusions, the end, chapter 1, the end. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright is complete cycles as well. It's the Wheel of Fate turning and bringing you new things. The Death card can be about releasing something so that something new can begin. I have understanding, and I'm telling you, with Deceit, we had the Thief card, and then I had High Priestess of Water, which is essentially the Queen of Cups energy. It's also the Archangel Raphael's energy. Group number 3, your urgent message is interesting to me because there's lots of success on the table for you. If you've been working really hard on trying to bring about the life that you're hoping for, there's a lot to suggest that more is coming to you with that. But there is this opportunity, this slow and steady energy. Please make sure you're still enjoying your life rather than chasing after success. That's really one of the few things that is a caution here. But you had this Thief card, you had a couple of other cards that, like, there's somebody in the background who did you wrong, did you dirty. And you're being asked in this particular energy to let it go in order for you to really enjoy the enormous growth and potential and success ahead. If you've been wondering when something will be concluded, you will see it. You will see it. There's a lot of clarity around that. But it almost is like you have an opportunity to contribute to it, and you're just being asked to clear the past and heal the present. Let it go. Let it go. Why? Because I think that you can recognize that there were different points in your life where things could have taken a turn for you, and you got more assistance than other people did. And it can be difficult because things have not gone easily, but it can be difficult to view it that way, except that you're always in the I will survive energy. And it is because in your heart of hearts, I think you simply know you're not alone. And I need you to hear this, and like, I'm not trying to make your decisions for you, and this is not shaming at all, but like, you don't want to let that energy into your heart. The other person who, like, there's this ability to, I almost want to say take a flamethrower to their reputation. Speak your truth whenever you want to. It is your truth and you are allowed to speak it. There is no, you're not being scolded about, you'll get bird karma, this terrible thing will happen, that terrible thing will happen. But what you're being reminded of is that, you know, that old saying of there but for the grace, which is about, you know, there I would go if it were not for divine intervention and assistance. And whoever this person is, they just lost their ability to connect, and yours is always just right there. Remember, you always won. You always won in that particular instance. That person never defined you, and you were like Chumbawamba, you got right back up. You get knocked down, but you get up again. Group number 3, that was your message. Lots of success coming towards you. Release the past so that you can truly, truly enjoy it. And always do that balancing work to keep your patience online, which is one of your biggest challenges. Okay, take care, be well. Welcome back. If you chose file number 4, then this is your reading. We're putting the number 4 over there so that people can easily fast forward to their reading, but there are timestamps in the description box down below. This is the In-Between Tarot, and I love it. It has really interesting and unusual, like, kind of, it's supposed to be balancing between energies. So it's catching things right as they begin to develop. For group number 4, what is the message they need to know right now? What's their urgent message? Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. Let's go. I will get more oracle cards as the reading reveals the need for it. Thus far, I've been taking 9 on everything. I had started out with the intention of taking 8, but it just kept helping to have things qualified. All right, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. That's confusion in the past, a feeling of insecurity. Things kind of taking the time that they take. Judgment in reverse, okay? That's more confusion because the Judgment card, which is the card of the Archangel Gabriel and life purpose and soul searching and like truth being elucidated. There's so much confusion about the quality of your journey sometimes. With the Knight of Pentacles in the upright, okay, I like that. I have the 8 of Cups in the upright, which is a spiritual journey. It can be a traveling energy. It is seeking more in life as well. I particularly like this depiction because she's on this beautiful serene lake and the light is very proximate to her, meaning you don't have far to go on your journey. I have the Strength card in reverse. That is the Leo card. It's in reverse. It is about feeling vulnerable and confused and potentially as if you were kind of walking this path alone. But the 3 of Pentacles is collaborative effort. It's more success coming to you as well. 9 of Wands in the upright is a boundary card. Comes out with the Queen of Wands in reverse. It's like you don't have to do anything to make this happen. 6 of Cups in reverse. I'm going to take one more on this with the Ace of Cups in reverse as well. The reason I did that, the 6 of Cups can be a nostalgia card. In reverse like that, it is usually a form of looking backwards that does not serve you. What's coming up for you is there are a couple of triggers around past connections. It is possible that somebody is returning to your life and they can make you feel very vulnerable with that Strength card in reverse. You have such good strong boundaries now, and it's like you know how to deal with things that might trigger you. The thing you need to be aware of is that you can ask for help with that. Sincerely, literally, you can speak aloud and just be like, "Guides, help me," because there's this process card, this slow and steady process, patience, that plodding energy of the Knight of Pentacles. But the Knight of Pentacles like lets things take the time that they take. Your journey has been difficult. Like it hasn't, like it's just been difficult. It's been confusing at times. You felt alone. You felt very vulnerable. You feel sometimes isolated. This is the Wounded Warrior card as well. But there's just so much energy of being secure in who you are now. This thing where somebody from the past kind of like, I kind of want to say there's a little bit of a test. This can be a test energy, as can this. There's a little bit of a test around your ability to recognize when you're triggered, what's triggering you, when you're having a disproportionate response, because that's the Queen of Wands in reverse. Is one of the things that can help in like learning how to untrigger yourself is questioning, am I bringing too much emotion to this particular situation? Kind of stepping outside of ourselves and just kind of being like, okay, all right, is it possible I'm overreacting here, and why? It's usually that it's a backlog of emotions around something. I have follow your intuition, the seer, the king, authority and diplomacy, the raven, darkness looms on the horizon. And then I have the mystic circle, your abilities will be enhanced. Yeah, I just have somebody who tries to make you feel less powerful than you are, being in your life again. And it could be a family member, it could be a friend. I don't necessarily get the sense that it's a romantic relationship, but it's almost like there's an ability for you to see all of the ways in which you are truly healed. The thing that you need to know right now is, like, remember, you got team members in this. If the quality of your journey of late or over the last few years has been very confusing, very like, will the dawn ever break in this world? It already has. And you're probably watching this because you're like, okay, what's next? And what's next is a little bit more progress on learning about controlling your personal power. And then just this, like, you know, this energy of somebody from the past giving you an opportunity to flex your healed muscles. I have friendship, loneliness, regret. Might be somebody from the past, don't worry. I want one more on that. Adversity. Remember, adversity is just about being challenged. It is somebody from the past. And here's the thing. I kind of don't love the way they've treated you. And it's not abuse. It does not appear to be, like, that's why I don't think it's a romantic partner. I think it is literally somebody, a friendship from the past, because the Six of Cups in the upright can be a kindness, generosity, like it can be that kind of unconditional love of friendship as well. But it's like somebody who, like I said, they can push your buttons. They just can kind of push your buttons. And it's a little bit of a test around, and look, you don't have a control panel. Like you're going to have some things illustrated to you about your personal power, your strength of boundaries. You're going to feel like you've arrived after a long destination. There is somebody from your past returning. I would put that within the next, you know, it looks pretty rapid to me. I've just got a lot of flow around this. It has not been rapid. If anything, it feels like you've been swimming through molasses wearing lead shoes. It's just been very slow. This is a slow process. It's like somebody almost wants to make it seem like you owe them, and you don't. You don't. And the way you react is very self-protective. There will be that moment of like, if celebration, good. Important conversation. Ghosted. Epiphany. Heartbreak. Listen to your intuition. I said it's somebody in the past who hurt you. Coming back into your life. They might have ghosted you. I don't have the ghosting card except for this particular Infinity Oracle. But all I've got around this, I'm going to take from Teacher's Deck. There will be a link to purchase it in the description box down below. It's one of my favorite decks. I don't get anything if you purchase it. It's turned into one of my favorite decks. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. Can you tell me anything about, like, who's this test? Who's this testing person from the past? Real love. Okay. Might have been a relationship that didn't work out. I think your standards for what you will allow into your life are just much better now. You have really strong boundaries. All of the things that this card just will not leave me alone, so we're taking it. Unconditional love, and then Destiny of the Lotus Hope Blossom. Lots of beautiful, strong emotional developments in your life, but kind of an energy of I really kind of feel like somebody's coming back into your life. Somebody's coming back into your life. And what are they there for? I think simply to provide you with a choice in something. Simply to provide you with a choice. Like that regret. The regret card, remember, I always read by the keywords for the most part. Why? It's just the type of reader that I am. That's how they've developed validity for me. The paragraphs underneath don't often, on certain cards, it depends on the cards. Loneliness, regret, and you have that ghosted card. Honest to goodness, it's almost like somebody who ghosted you, and it looks almost more like a friendship than a relationship, comes back. And it's a little triggering for you because it's almost like they want to lay blame at your door. I have plain, a journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. Phoenix, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. Angel, your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. This is a card of spiritual journeys. Darkness looms on the horizons. Your abilities will be enhanced. Honest to God, I think it feels like somebody is returning. And it's almost like they want to divest themselves of responsibility for some damage that they did to you. The world's ending out there. Hopefully I'll be able to find that particular point in the recording and chop it out. It's almost like they want to, I'm not going to say it's a half apology. I don't think it's that. But they almost like, they treat it like a given that like you're a little bit at fault in something that they did. And you can be accountable for your own actions without taking responsibility for something crummy that somebody else did. But I have beautiful success energy around this. Joy and delight, open your heart to joy. It's like the one thing that is coming out in the message is that as everything in your life begins to be online again, there's this person who comes back, and I think to be a peacemaker in the past, you might have accepted responsibility. And I just don't think you do. I just don't think you do. Choose your path, all is possible, and then solitude. In silence, peace prevails. Solitude, loneliness, I had that ghosted energy. Honest to goodness, it's like there's closure around something in the past for you. And does that mean the ending of a relationship? Not necessarily. But like the ending of who you were in that relationship. Like you really, I don't know, like this person I think has good intent. I think they have good intent. But like they don't know how to take full accountability yet. And it's not heated. Like there's no nastiness here. It's not heated, but it's almost like you're going to call them out on something. You're going to call them out on something. And the cards here, the message that you're receiving is that's the right call. I have hope. Boy, you get gorgeous cards here. Meditation. And we have growth as well, which is growth as well. We have self-worth. I'm taking that one simply because it fits with this vibe. Somebody from the past coming on back. Hope, meditation, growth, and then self-worth. Listen, I don't get the sense that you reject an overture from this person. But what I get the sense of is it's almost as if they're trying to sell themselves a story on some past instances. Like they're trying to be like, well, but you had this going on and this, that, and that's why I did this. And it's like, no, dude, you need to take responsibility for your own actions. No matter what it was, if you were not clear and concise and willing to be honest with me, no matter what was going on, then that's not a very, I can't trust that connection. If somebody ran away with that ghosted energy, no matter what they thought their reasoning was, they need to be held accountable for themselves in being like, well, that was avoidance. It's something you need to heal. I'm not going to take responsibility for your tendency to avoid things. We have never-ending story. I'm telling you, something's not done. With by the book, blessed. I have loyal heart too. Yeah. It could just be a friendship, but like again, it's weird. There's no malice here. There's no malice here. But it's almost like somebody is trying to convince themselves of something. Somebody's trying to convince themselves of something. And the thing that you're being asked to do is to remember that you don't need to go along with it to keep the peace. You just don't. Call the person out. Like, you know, yeah, I get that, but like you also told me I could trust you and then you abandoned me. Or whatever it is. And it's because that person, like, are they back? I think so. Like, I think there's this, because the Six of Cups is one of my soulmate cards. It's like something needs to be healed in a past connection to continue growth. Adversity, worry, friendship, loneliness, regret. I do not think this was a romantic relationship. I don't. I think it was a friendship that, like, somebody might be trying to tell you I had all my own stuff going on. It's like, yeah, but you still could have treated my feelings with respect. You could have said that instead of just, you know, piecing out. And why are you being asked to maybe hold somebody's feet a little bit closer to the fire than would be your natural inclination? Because I don't think that the relationship is done. I think it's got a new chapter on it. And in order to have a healthy energy going forward, there is that clarity. Like you need to tell somebody, you need to hold somebody accountable. We have achievement. Remember, I don't read these little paragraphs very often because they seldom apply. With change, there's this wonderful, successful energy around this that I'm very much enjoying. But the test around, here's what I've got. Like, you don't have trouble making friends necessarily, but you have trouble knowing like the appropriate level of how to discuss something. I have difficult times, personal riches, sunshine, opportunities, so much with business. It's like there's a good successful energy in your professional life. There is an opportunity for you to really feel the strength to kind of, like I said, you know, do a little bit of emotional flexing around, look how far I've come. And just as you're in that energy, I've got a here they come again type of energy around, I do believe it was just a friendship. I don't have any reason to believe it was a romantic relationship, but somebody who just pieced out and ghosted you and like left you hanging. And when they come back, because of their own issues, it's like they're trying to avoid something that they need to work on. And it's in everybody's best interest for you to kind of lean in on, it won't cause another rift. I guess that's the main message here is like, don't choose the path of least resistance because you're like, I'm glad this person has returned to my life. Everybody has their stuff. You can call somebody out on something very kindly, being like, yeah, I can see that, and I had a lot going on. It was probably a lot, but you know, it actually added to that. That you said one thing and did another. Because that's kind of what I've got here. Somebody said one thing and then did another, and it left you very confused. It just left you so confused and vulnerable. And it'll just make you feel better about your own progress to not let them shift that blame. Because they're trying to shift blame onto you, not in like an accusatory manner, but in an avoidant manner for themselves. See the truth. Seek your answers within, and I want one more on that. Time to reflect. Owls are about spiritual messages, seeking your answers within. You have so much guidance. Like it really, I've just got this wonderful enlightened energy. Whatever you were vulnerable to in the past, it's like you're getting an opportunity to test your wings a little bit. To test your wings with this relationship from the past that, again, has the earmarkings of like, I don't have this, I have an emotional connection, but I don't have a physical one, is why I keep saying that. And it's just the opportunity to kind of, like I said, for that person's own good, hold them accountable, hold them accountable. Okay, group number 4, that was your message. I hope you are doing well. Take care, be well.